I was listed in the will as a beneficiary of certain assets. However, I did not inherit those assets. Why? Most of the time, that's a conflict between probatable assets and non-probatable assets. For instance, if you are listed in the will as inheriting a piece of real estate, yet you didn't inherit that real estate, there could be many reasons, but the most probable reason in that is that that real estate was also owned by another person, either as joint tenancy with rights of survivorship or tenants by the entirety. In both of those situations, when real estate is owned, it passes outside of probate, assuming that the other tenants or the other owners are still living. So you've got to look at how that real estate was titled in order to know that. But that's one reason. Another reason would be think of an elderly parent who puts a child on a bank account so that they have more access to those bank accounts, and they're jointly titled. When those bank accounts are jointly titled, they're going to automatically go to the surviving owner of that bank account, regardless of what the will says. And maybe a third case would be, for instance, an individual says that the testator had told her that she would inherit the IRA when she passed away. So at that point, we look at, well, who is the beneficiary on the beneficiary designation? Because that's not a probatable asset. It passes outside of probate. And we look and find that individual, the person who's passed, hasn't actually updated the beneficiary form. So whoever the beneficiary was on the existing beneficiary form is the one who's going to actually inherit the IRA, regardless of what their wishes were. So that's why it's important to go back through and make sure that everything is correct when you're putting together a will plan and an estate plan. And it's not just the documents that you traditionally think of, a will, a durable power of attorney, an advanced medical directive, a HIPAA authorization document. Those are only the beginning of estate planning. And this is why it's important to understand that estate planning is a comprehensive approach to making sure that your loved ones get the assets that you leave behind.